have a new key player here at Lewis FC. Welcome to the club, Riley Owen, my new left back. Yeah, I am aware he doesn't know how to play it yet. Let's be real though, this guy is absolutely stupidly good. His valuation is very, very high. He was playing for Brentford and he did make a couple of appearances in the Premier League for them. He's a quick player, not the best defensively, but for a wing-back in our system, I think he's great. And if I do just compare him to Diakite, who was our left-back, he's a little bit better. He is in the Media Dream 11 at centre mid. If the left-back experiment doesn't work, I suppose we can always just play him through the middle. Anyway, welcome back to Park to Prem. Before we get into things today, I do just want to say a Merry Christmas to all of you watching, and I hope you have a happy holidays with your family and friends. Just a little bit of a heads up, there aren't going to be uploads through the rest of this week. Ordinarily, I do try and get videos up over the Christmas period. I've just not been able to pre-record further enough ahead to get videos in the can so that I don't have to work over Christmas. I'm going to spend it with my friends and family. FM26, when it comes to video content creation, does just take a little bit longer, sadly. Saying all of that, I have got a corker of an episode for you today. We're going to kick things off with an away day to Swindon, and then we're going to take on both Salford City, who are up in 6th, and then not long later, we're going to take on Chesterfield, a team who were predicted to be right towards the top of the table, and have been pretty disappointing by all accounts. Now, it is January, the transfer window is open, but Riley Owen is the only player we've signed so far. He is the new highest earner at the club. There is one departure to mention really briefly. Richard Spencer has headed on loan to Ebbsfleet. This was a man released by Tottenham Hotspur. We signed him on a free transfer. He's improved an insane amount in areas which I don't really understand why he's improved so much in, if I'm being honest, but getting some regular football in the National League is good. He did get sent off in his most recent game, though. Now, of course, last episode we had 4 really difficult games. We got through that test rather well, getting 10 points from those 4 games. Sadly, the rest of the month was disastrous. I think if there's a scoreline to surmise the month of December, 1-1 is probably a pretty good one. We drew against Oldham, 1-1. We did manage to beat Notts County away from home, a result made all the sweeter by the fact that Abangbi went and got sent off in this game. And in fact, it was this sending off that made me think, let's go and get a left back, and ended up ultimately with me signing Riley Owen. I mean, we wouldn't despite going down a man, one man to thank for that. Alberto Rodriguez, my little friend, he is just very, very good, isn't he? A 7.28 average rating in the league. I feel like he has got a little bit worse since he's joined us. Hopefully he'll improve soon. Cambridge United are a team right up there towards the top of the table, and as we played host to them, I was hoping we would be able to get the result. In the end, though, we had to settle for a share of the spoils. Rodriguez scored a back post header for us before, not long later in the 35th minute, a moment of madness by Ranson. Yeah, the goalie came out, did not get the ball, and they put the ball into the open net. A rather frustrating way to draw a game, which, to be honest, on the stats, we probably should have won. We beat Barnet 2-0 away from home. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the double over Lincoln City. We drew 1-1 in this game, although we did do them a favour. Teo scored the own goal. In the end, it was Zevchevich John who turned hero, not for the first time this year. He only has 2 assists from left attacking mid, which is maybe a little bit surprising, but 14 goals for the wide midfielder is just such a crazy return. Against York City, Riley Owen started his second game for the club at left back, and well, he'd get on the score sheet within 2 minutes. How about this for a solo effort? Headed to him at the edge of the area, he brought it inside, struck it on his left foot, right into the top bins. Unfortunately, York would get a goal back not long later, and yeah, 1-1. Just an annoying one, really. I did think we were getting back on the straight and narrow. 3-0 against Barrow was great. 4-0 against Gillingham before a game against Fylde at home. Of course, Fylde promoted with us last year. They had 2 shots on target all game. They both went in. The first one, let's be honest, moment of brilliance by Holland for them in the wide area. Crazy assist by the right attacking mid, and not long later, they'd convert a header inside the 6-yard box. Not a lot that the keeper could do about that. Frustrating yet again to drop points, albeit this was our first defeat in a long old time. I feel like our issue lately, to be honest, has been that we've just drawn at too many games. Our previous kind of most recent defeat in the league was on the 7th of November, so 2 months unbeaten is good. But yeah, you might think with all these draws, we might have dropped down the league a little bit. But League 2 is just definitely one of those leagues where everyone slips up against everyone. We actually have the fewest defeats in the league with just 4. The next lowest is Lincoln with 6. And you'll note here, Crew in first. 7 defeats in 30 is like really not that impressive. The draws have obviously cost us a little bit. Despite that, with a game in hand on many of the teams trailing us, there is still over a 6-point buffer down to Fylde, who are up in 4th. Yeah, as annoying as the defeat was against Fylde, like they're having a great season. Newly promoted, they're up in 4th. It kind of puts into perspective that maybe our season this year isn't actually as amazing as I think it is. One thing that's definitely helped this year is our away form. We have just 1 defeat in 15 games. We're going to hope that continues here. We are taking on Swindon Town. This is the easiest of the games today. It's a trip to the Nigel Eady County Ground. I'm excited for this one. Let's go see what it's all about. So for today's away day, we are heading to Swindon. I feel like Swindon is one of those places just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Here is a look at the beautiful old town from above. Can you see a football stadium? I can. I hope this is the right stadium. Here it is, Swindon Town Football Club. Got the cricket and outdoor cinema next door, Foundation Park 3G pitch, athletics, and here is the stadium in all its glory. And there is parking. Look at that. I will say it does look like the on-street overflow parking is very much in full swing here. For a stadium that holds 15,000 fans, it doesn't have the biggest car park, does it? Pre-match, you can have a drink at the County Ground Hotel, and then you head down this little road here, and you just end up at Swindon Town Football Club. Here it is. Just checking the parking costs. Free on a Saturday and Sunday, excluding match days. Always read the small print. I have to say, this just has kind of the old school football feel. Floodlights like this deserve to be in a museum. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I've been transported back to the 80s. Just inspecting the car park while we're here. I mean, look, it's well-painted lines. They've worked the space nicely. It's not the worst car park. I do feel like some grass or some trees or just something green would help cheer it up. Let's have a look at the stadium on the inside. There's 1 dot at the halfway line. We're going to go in the stands to begin with here. And oh my word, here we are at Swindon. I'll tell you what, rate the Domino sponsorship. What I'm not sure about is, if it's a rainy, cold day in the winter, you don't want to be at that end of the pitch, do you? All I'm saying is, it's an uncommon sight in English football, especially at this level, to see uncovered stands. There is a reason for that. Rain. Rain is the reason. I don't want to pin our hopes too much, but there is 1 dot on the centre circle. We need this to be good, and oh my word, it is good. Up the drone footage. Here is the beautiful town of Swindon. I was going to say, I don't know if anyone's ever called Swindon beautiful. It's quite picturesque from up here. I mean, look at the car park. It looks beautiful. As for the football stadium, it does suffer from the photosphere wobble. But I'll tell you what, I love stadiums like this where none of the stands match and it just feels like it's been built up over a period of decades and kind of grown with the club. This is just like a fun lower league stadium, isn't it? I feel like I'll always have a soft spot for a more traditional stadium, especially one that has a semi-decent car parking and doesn't overstate its club shop. I'm going to give the Swindon Town Football Club Stadium a very respectable 5.5 out of 10. Look, it didn't have any super standout points to it, but there was nothing that offended me. And you know what? That goes a long way in an away day. Anyway, for the first time in forever, when it comes to the team, we are just at full strength here. For a long period, I feel like we've been jiggling injuries. Castillo has recently had a spell out of the team, which has been a bit disappointing, but he's passed his fitness test. Alvarez has started to play a few more games after that very long period of time he had out after a pretty serious injury. Since he's come back to the team, he's done pretty well. He's got 2 assists in his last 3 games, which is really pleasing to see after he did miss a big old chunk of football. I will say, in terms of form, there has been maybe a little bit of a drop-off across the board as of late, but the front 3 are still producing the goods, and if Rodriguez, Zevcevic-John and Landers can get goals, that would be great. Especially because, with the exception of Herbie James, I'm not overly wowed by the options I've got on off the bench that could really change the game. I know it looks like Dazal's got a load of goals. They're all penalties. He's a penalty merchant. Obviously, you saw the stinker that Ranson had in goal against Cambridge. I really could do with him stepping up a little bit. Defensively, we've not been the best in the world. I think we do have still like the 6th best defence in the league, but 6 clean sheets in 25 is shocking. But I do feel like this game today against Swindon is maybe, just maybe, an opportunity to put the record straight and get a good little result. And of course, naturally, a clean sheet is always welcome. A clean sheet today would be lovely. You know what? I'll take a win at this point. Swindon are struggling towards the bottom of the table. Admittedly, there is a big gap between themselves and kind of the 4 or 5 teams behind them. They're not the worst team in the league by any means. We need to be good here. The rain is pouring down. Pour one out. A moment of silence for the fans stood under the stadium that has no cover in real life. They are going to get soggy bottoms today. Amper with the ball on the near side. Their left back swings it in towards the back post. Riley Owen, they're making his live-con debut at left back, headers it away half-heartedly. Falls to Kanu. That was not far wide. Immediately going to shout some encouragement at the players. If you've not scored or conceded within, I think, about 30 seconds, you can shout encourage and there'll always be smiley faces. Whether or not you believe the smiley faces actually do anything with shouts is irrelevant. Just make the smiley faces happen. You know what, we're still drawing. Encourage them again. Give me more smiley faces. Admittedly, smiley faces are good. I would like to see a little bit more just in this match today. Right now, there's not been anything since the second minute happened, and it's only 10 minutes away from half-time. They have got a corner here. I don't like this. Old Daka over the ball for them. Probably going to look to put this into the middle, or maybe bamboozle everyone and go short. Ball to the edge of the box towards Brown. That's a crunching tackle that doesn't work out. That shot was not far over. Swindon have had 64% of the possession in that first half. I do not like that one little bit. We're going to get a little bit shouty here. I am going to make some changes. We're going to up our defensive line just a little bit and then counter press more. Prevent the goalie short distribution too is never a bad idea. I have noticed their left back is playing as a pressing fullback, and I feel like that's maybe nullifying the effect that Rodriguez can have when he gets the ball in wider areas. So I'm actually going to change things up here. In possession, I'm going to ask him to tuck inside and play as an extra forward. He is going to play as a channel forward. I want to try and get in behind their left back, and to try and help that happen more, I'm also going to play Julian as an advanced wing back. I really want to double up on that man on the left side. I'm not going to tell our players to focus it down that side just because I feel like that could lead to us being a little one-dimensional, but we've struggled really to make anything happen in this game, and I do feel like that pressing fullback can maybe be baited out by our advanced wing-back, and then we can look to get in behind with Rodriguez. That's my theory for how we might be able to get one over on them here. Truthfully, early doors in this game, we've not looked like breaking them down, have we? We've not created anything yet, so it'd be great if we could just create a little more to start this half. I mean, it does look like we are going to get the hallowed kickoff highlight. If it comes down the right-hand side, I'm going to look like a genius. Teo lays it wide to Riley Owen, the left wing-back / centre mid, who's learning to play left-back. He's done okay so far. Julian is out on that wide side. That is what we want to see. Rodriguez is now in the middle at the near post. Julian plays it in. Rodriguez, I almost look so smart. You know what, if nothing else, it's a great opportunity we've created within 90 seconds. We're still on the attack. Well, not anymore with that pass. Landers up top has had an uncharacteristic stinker so far. He's on a 6.3 rating, the striker. Feel like the service has been lacking, although how about that for service? He finds Rodriguez with a stupid pass there. That's got to be a penalty, surely. It's not. We get the ball back, though, and immediately in this half, we look more threatening going forward. Rodriguez finding that pocket of space and finding the back of the net. The warning signs were there after we made the change. Now we found the breakthrough. Felt like we needed to change something up here. I think that there is Tabor their pressing wing back, or is it Lawton? Either way, there's a pocket of space in behind that fullback. That is a stupid finish on the turn. Their left back is Lawton. So yeah, that was that opportunity we were looking to create with the pressing fullback, where he is just going to step forward a little bit and try and press that space in front of him. That is always going to leave Rodriguez free when we're on the attack. Anyway, we've got one goal here. The game has very much shifted with the changes we've made at half-time. They were having a lot of the ball uncontested out from the back. We've changed things up. Rodriguez has grabbed another. It's 2-0 and Swindon are literally they're done. Count them out, it's over. I will point out there is still 25 minutes left, so maybe we shouldn't get too carried away just yet. I just wanted to do a pun. Rodriguez heads it back across goal, squeezes in off the post. You love to see it. Going to make a trio of changes here. Princewell is going to come in through the middle. Herbie James is playing out on the left, and Andre Dazelle is going to come in for Mafiko, because apparently he's looking nervous. Not for the first time. Rodriguez feels like he could end up being the match winner for us. He has been a man who just single-handedly makes differences in games. Turns up, big moments, scores big goals. That said, you know what? There is still a fair chunk of time here. They're on the attack. They created a little bit at the start of the last half. They've been quiet in the second half, but they've got possession here, Swindon. Lawton, the fullback, shoots, looking to make amends for maybe his previous mistake. That shot a little off target. The rain is continuing to pour down here as Ranson is going to just take the ball short to DeBayo. Played through the middle to Alvarez. Castillo What can he do? He pings it wide to Julien, playing as that advanced wing-back. He's been getting on the ball a lot, I feel like, in this second half. It is going to maybe leave a little bit of space in behind. Oh my, that's a fly tackle there by Owen. I thought he was going to get sent off. We've got away with it. And now Herbie James is on the ball. Although, I've jinxed that, haven't I? He's immediately lost it. He's won it back. Neither of the players on this near side actually wants possession of the football. Castillo to Riley. Dinks it to Herbie James. Takes it down. Turns his man. Gives it to Rodriguez, who gets a hat-trick in the second half. Can we discuss the pass by Owen here? This pass on his weaker right foot to James. This little touch as well. Then squeezes round the big man. By the way, Rodriguez there scoring with his left foot. Completes a perfect hat-trick. Left foot, right foot, headed goal. He's done it all. I will say 3-0 looks really impressive. And don't get me wrong, Rodriguez's 18-minute hat-trick is amazing. We've only actually had 4 shots on target in this game. The XG for us is massively inflated. And also, I don't want to jinx it, are we about to keep a clean sheet? We are going to keep... We never keep a clean sheet. That's bloody brilliant. Safe to say the changes we made at half-time worked in our favour. That is a really, really good result for us there. It looks like some of the teams trailing us slipped up as well. There's definitely a gap emerging between ourselves, Crew and Warsaw, and the pack behind. Alberto Rodriguez, you beautiful man. You were brilliant. Okay, up next we've got Salford. A week's break for that one. They are up towards the top of the table, although they've actually had a little bit of a tumble lately. Not going to be an easy game. Let's go see how we get on. Okay, game number 2, Salford City. I feel like this is the kind of game that we should be winning, especially because Salford recently have been in an atrocious run of form. When I first kind of booked in this as a game to do this episode, they were flying high. You look at things now, despite beating Crew, who are top of the league away from home, they've won only that one game in their last 9. And while my hopes for this game are certainly going to be bolstered by the fact that we are at full strength, it's the exact same team that played the last game. I probably need to rotate things a little bit more, just match sharpness lacking across the team. I think the next game is where I'm going to do that, because midweek we do take on Crawley on a Tuesday night. I feel like our game was on the Wednesday. It is on the Wednesday night. They're bottom of the league. So yeah, after this game, we will give everyone here a rest, I think. We are favourites for a reason. Go out there, make a difference. This is a game, like I said, we should be winning this, but Salford have caused some upsets this season. Okay, into this game we go. Riley Owen, he didn't really have much to do in that last game, did he? I think a lot of our build-up play came down that right-hand side after we made changes. Salford are playing in possession a 4-2-2. I love that. Out of the ball, then switching shapes in a kind of weird way, where I think they're wide. Their centre mids are dropping wide, their centre mids are dropping deeper, then one of their strikers is dropping in behind. It's a very fluid shape. It's the kind of tactic I probably wouldn't run in Football Manager. I feel like within and out of possession formations, you can almost have too many positional changes. I feel like we might be able to punish their rotations, or maybe just punish them here. As Riley whips in, it's cleared away. Alvarez shoots, hits the crossbar, doesn't cross the line. And Rodriguez just had brain fog, because the ball hit the woodwork, and 50% of the time when the ball hits the woodwork, players just forget the ball exists. Well, I did it last game, we'll do it again here. Shout some encouragement at the players. Ockerson for them has a corner on the far side, whips in towards the near post. That has not been headed far over. 10 minutes left of this first half. Landers turns his man nicely, gives it back to Mafiko. Options left, options right. Alvarez picks up Theo. Inside Rodriguez, that pass wayward, but we retain possession here. That is dinked behind superbly. Rodriguez takes it down, feeds it to Landers, has slowed down with his goal scoring, hasn't made a mistake with that finish though. I know it's a bit of a meme that whenever Rodriguez does something, I big him up. How about that for a touch? The animation looked weird, didn't it? But he's chested it down, taken it in his stride. I just put it on a plate for Landers and said, finish that. Before that goal, Landers had just 1 goal in his last 10 games. That's a big old relief there. I thought for a moment we were going to double our lead, but the header's gone just wide. Salford are yet to have a shot on target. I don't think we need to overcomplicate things here. They've not looked very good going forward. 5 minutes into this second half. Not been any early action, but that could change here. Zedjevic John, number 8, dancing inside, gives it to Rodriguez, has options left, has options right, gives it back to John Mafiko, Castillo. Nice possession here, Riley Owen in behind, fizzes it across. That is a stupendous pass from the left back, who's not really a left back. Rodriguez gratefully finishes. Was it Mafiko who did the dink here, or was it Castillo? I think it was Mafiko. Little pass in behind, really, really nicely timed run From here, Riley just puts it into a dangerous area and Rodriguez sneaks in behind to tuck it away. Gonna make 4 changes just to rotate things around. Ollie Shield in at right back, Egan Riley in at centre half, Dazelle is going to come in at centre mid, and I am going to bring in Herbie James for Zedjovic John out on the left-hand side. We have navigated, I think, the trickiest part of the season where fixture congestion can be nasty over the Christmas period. It is going to start to ease up a little bit. I mean, there's only like 15 games left of the season, I think, after today's game. There's not that many games left, really, to be spaced out over a few months. So whilst, match sharpness, as I mentioned, is dropping across the team, I would like to keep it up, but if we can keep everyone fit in our starting 11, maybe we won't need that depth so much. Riley Owen shoots. That was going into the top corner. Keeper's turned it round the post. Mafiko, number 17. Free kick, edge of the area. Can he make something magical happen? He almost does. It hits the outside of the side netting. I think Salford have been truly outclassed and a bit bullied in this game here. I feel like almost at this point another goal for us wouldn't really be a disservice to how we've performed. Castillo, Mafiko. The possession here. The fans are chanting Ole. I can hear them in my soul. Look at this. Salford chasing shadows. Is James onside? He was onside. It would have been such a good goal. The pass was sensational. The volleyed attempt was audacious when he had time to take a touch. It's wasted somewhat as the keeper saves it, but the attack could continue now because we are just pinning them back, it feels like. Herbie James not picked out on that occasion. Riley Owen already has 1 assist, gets absolutely murdered by Agbunde. He's got to be sent off, surely. Agbude's got to go here. He's got to go, ref. He is going to go. Salford down to 10. 10 men, 1 sub left. I'm bringing in Prince Will. Have to suspect that sending off is just going to kill off this game now. We've done what we needed to do. We've looked good. It could also be another clean sheet. As much as the main aim is to get promoted, I would love to win the league this year. And clean sheets could definitely help towards that. We've got our 7th and 8th clean sheets of the season in back-to-back games. Green happy smiley faces across the board. Everyone stood up and clapped, and hopefully we are going to be good against Crawley with a B team next game. And I say that because we're not doing that game right now. We are going to hop forward to that Chesterfield game. Crawley are rock bottom. No one wants to go to Crawley either. The Crooked Spires await. They're in 9th. They are in some okay form, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they've been okay. Win this next game, though. We are in such a good spot towards the top of the table. Just 13 games left of the season after we play Crawley. Well, this could be a problem. The club's been put under a transfer embargo because we didn't pass the FFP checks. This one is a little bit weird. I think I showed it even last video. It said that we had £6,000 free on the wages that we could spend. Now, naturally, I did make a new addition to the team. I did sign Riley Owen as a new highest earner, but I don't quite know how we've ended up over the budgets like we have now. Apparently, I need to reduce my player wage total by £2,300. I've already started to do that. Stepien Iwamene has been released by mutual termination. We paid £10,000 to release him. That is £700 free. There are some other players here in the under-21s that I was looking to just release at the end of their contracts anyway that I might now just be pressed to try and move on. Players like LOM, players like George King. If the right offers are there, I will just sell them on to free up the wages some more. But it is a weird one because the way that the FFP and the wage cap works in League 2 is it's basically based on your club's finances and the income that you get. I can't remember the exacts around it, but if we do just look at the salaries per year, you can see we're actually down in 20th. So it's not like we're spending like miles beyond our means and like compared to everyone else. Like we have one of the lowest wage totals in the league. And on top of that, whilst, the overall balance has been dropping a little bit, it has to be said, overall, it's not like we're in some massive hole that we're not going to be able to get out of. Like, our finances are still pretty healthy for this level. It's not something I'm going to worry about too much because, to be honest, like the transfer window is closing and it's not like there'd be any transfers that I was going to make anyway. I'm very happy with the current team. Just a little weird oddity, I suppose, to keep an eye on. Speaking of oddities, Crawley are odd, aren't they? 3-0 win in this game here. They had no shots on target. This makes it 6 games without a win for them at the foot of the table. Get them relegated is what I have to say. That was our game in hand, and in winning that, we have now gone ahead of Crewe at the top of the table. It also extends our gap down to Fylde to 14 points, which is massive. So a win here against Chesterfield in 6th could be really, really good. If they win, they would technically close the gap on us to, 13 points? That's still a pretty big gap. I'm feeling good. The team is looking good too. Just one change that I'm going to make. Teo did play against Crawley. I've been using Teo DeBio, who I'm going to be honest has been absolutely amazing yet again this year, and then also Egan Riley, who we signed earlier on this season, as kind of a three-man rotation at centre-back. Riley played the last game. DeBio sat out the last game. Teo played the previous two. So as a result, he's going to sit on the bench, and we're going to go with this centre-back partnership today. We are at home for this game. Definitely favourites, but Chesterfield, we cannot afford to underestimate. They had been struggling a little bit earlier on in the season. They're one of the teams that has been kind of on an upwards trajectory, I suppose. We took on Salford in the last game, and they've been struggling. Chesterfield are good. They have quality. They're in behind. They've scored in less than a minute. I was hoping the linesman might raise his flag. The goal's going to count. It's just one big ball launched forward by Delap, and, well, I'll tell you what, Egan Riley there doesn't react. And that is questionable defending, to say the very least. Good finish from a tight angle. Chesterfield are playing with two centre attacking mids out of possession. So you already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make changes that we've made throughout this year. We're going to try and progress the play down both flanks, play a little bit wider, and then for distribution, put it to our fullbacks. Through 20 minutes, that Chesterfield goal is, well, it was the only shot on target. Chesterfield have added another to their collection. As for ourselves, we're actually edging out possession. Not finding a breakthrough yet, despite having 5 shots all off target. Need to get testing the goalie. Maybe that can happen here. Mafiko tries to pick out Landers, who is dispossessed. He is rocking the captain's armband with Teo not on the pitch right now. Julien Alvarez. Nice play here. What can we do? Ball's put in. That's a finish. Landers hadn't scored in forever. He's now got 2 goals in 2 live com matches. Alvarez just picks the ball up here, runs into the wider area as that right centre mid, and then just puts the ball into a dangerous area. Low and hard. Keeper came out. Probably shouldn't have. It's 1-1. The rain is coming down on the south coast. Unfortunately, we're not going to be keeping a clean sheet in this game, but momentum is kind of with us, it feels like now. Although, with a pass like that, maybe we're about to lose it rather quickly. We surrender possession far too easily. Okadua whips it in towards the middle. There is a shove by DeBio. And if Egan Riley was at fault for the first one, DeBio, his partner in crime at centre-back, is at fault for that one. Chesterfield just gifted a penalty in this game and an opportunity to come back into this game, but they're not going to take it. Runton turns it round the post. Right, shout demand more at the players. Not been good enough here. Step up. Throw in the corner. Riley Owen is on a booking. Keep an eye on that. I've really bigged him up as a new signing. He did get an assist before, but no moments of magic yet. Rodriguez, the little magician, unfortunately hits the crossbar with his header. Half-time in this game, 1-1 wouldn't be a disastrous result. I'm still going to get shouty at the players, though. Chesterfield with the ball at the back. Spencer launches it long. That is how they scored their last goal. We need to be wary of these big balls over the top. DeBio gives it inside to Castillo. I was a little bit nervous there that we were going to give away the ball in an awkward area, but that sensational pass by Castillo is going to leave Alvarez open, bringing it forward to Landers. Is he on? I think he is onside. It's 2 goals for him. That was all about the ball by Luis Castillo, though, wasn't it? The Honduran played a ball over the top, broke through that press that Chesterfield were exerting. Alvarez then just runs through superbly. I did wonder if it'd be offside, but he was definitely behind the ball, the striker, and he's on for a hat-trick. Corner, Castillo. He didn't get an assist for that last goal. He deserved one. That pass was superb by him. He's going to whip this in towards the near post. Doesn't beat the first man. Might get another attempt to put it in, although on this occasion gives it short. Riley shoots. The centre-back, who was at fault for the first one, has hit the crossbar there. And somehow we've not finished it with the rebound. I feel like that missed penalty for Chesterfield really changed this game. Since that miss, we have been in total domination here. With a penalty miss, their XG barely exceeds 1. As for ourselves, ours is above 2. But of course, XG is one thing. Scores are what matter, and goals are what matter. Why have I been shown that pass? Why have we been shown? I've got questions. Going to bring in Tazell for Mafiko, who's been a bit quiet here. Riley at left back has been solid, but on a booking, I don't want to risk things. A Bangby is going to come in. In the wider areas, Rodriguez and Zevcevic John have been poor. Oh, I hate it when I feel like I have to bring off Rodriguez. I think I need to here. I'm going to bring in Herbie James. We're also going to bring in Aaron Richards out on the right-hand side. 4 subs made. We'll keep one in our back pocket for now. Dazell, set-piece specialist, on off the bench. Can he immediately make an impact? He whips it in low. Headed away, but only as far as Castillo, who gives it back to Dazelle. Space at the edge of the area. Abangdi is the man who's going to find that space. Back to DeBayo now. Ball cleared away, but only as far as Herbie James, who brings it onto his left foot, feeds it to Landers, hits the woodwork. That was for the hat-trick. He was offside anyway, it wouldn't have counted. 10 minutes left here, still a one-goal game. We're entering that territory where if Chesterfield were to score against the run of play, it does not leave me much time to action a plan of attack to try and get back ahead. Landers, can he get a hat-trick? Probably not from this area. He holds up nicely to Dazelle, whose shot is turned wide. He is going to go ahead and take the corner himself, getting it hopefully towards Landers. He's stood at the near post, on for the hat-trick. It's flicked on by DeBayo. No one is there. The pressure is really mounting. We've got Chesterfield pinned back at a crucial point in the game. Admittedly, getting the next goal here just to put it beyond doubt would be lovely. Landers has headed it away. That is a hat-trick. I wonder what the record for most hat-tricks by players, like for a club in a season, is in the Football League. Because we've had a lot of hat-tricks scored this year, I feel like. Have to say on the balance of play, absolutely deserved that goal. It really cements how good we've been. And, well, based on how the league table is looking, I think we're promoted. And it feels weird to say that with over 10 games left, but I think we're just too good. To be fair, Filed in 4th did win 6-2. Maybe don't get carried away. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I do feel like we've navigated perhaps the trickiest part of the season. December and January, you just have so many games. We've actually got now a little break until we take on Forest Green, which is always nice. And from there, the fixture schedule is spaced out. Now, it is worth noting, we do have Crewe and Walsall both to take on at home before the end of the season. I almost feel like I might come back for those two matches next episode. They're actually massively spaced out. But in terms of wrapping up the season, I feel like promotion's done. I think our focus next time shifts to fixing the FFP issues and trying to win the league. Would love to know what you think of the Riley left-back idea that I've had. I mean, he's slowly picking up the position. Who knows? Maybe by the end of the season, he'll be competent at it. Anyway, as I already mentioned, I am going to be taking a couple of days off from content over the Christmas period, so I hope you have a lovely, happy holidays if you celebrate it. If not, please do eat your lunch in my absence. Don't feel like you're waiting for a video at midday that never arrives. We will be back on Monday. We will be finishing the season, and I am very, very excited for it. Have a happy holidays. I'll see you next week for more action, and until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.